Welcome to the Retro Video Store Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to the Retro Video Store Podcast. I'm your host, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
And that's my co-host, Neil.
I'm Neil. And who was almost with us?
Almost would be David, but he has been working long hours on the East Coast and couldn't make it.
So, way to go for not taking care of your wildfires, East Coast. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Bye, Coastal Dave.
I see what you did there. I see what you did.
Yeah. So, audience, bear with me. I've got a cold. I've been trying to put off the podcast recording on a Tuesday. We usually record on a Sunday or Monday, so I'm going to try my best to not cough and enunciate and not sound so bad, but bear with me.
Yeah. Well, you've been sick, and you've obviously been home, I hope, not out spreading it like a plague rat. So, geez, Eric, what have you watched this week?
I've watched a lot because I've been homebound for the past 3 days. So I watched a lot of AMC Fear Fest. So I watched a lot of horror movies. But then yesterday on HBO, I watched Friday the 13th. No, I didn't watch Friday the 13th. Let me strike that. I watched A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4. And then I watched a little bit of Halloween from 2018, which is we're going to do in 2 weeks. Then I watched a bunch of like whatever was on AMC Fear Fest. There was Prince of Darkness one time, and then there was Nightmare on Elm Street, and it's just whatever stuff they're throwing on there. It's nice to have in the background, even though I hate it being edited. And then I watched a lot of stuff about The Evil Dead, the series and the movies, and this movie that we're talking about today, Evil Dead from 2013. Neil, how about you? What did you watch?
Well, I went on vacation for 5 days. So I didn't watch a whole ton just because we were out enjoying ourselves and eating food we shouldn't have been eating and trying to gain back all the weight that I've lost after getting back to the gym. But I did come back and watch Bring Her Back.
Ooh, how was that?
It was decent. And then I watched Talk to Me.
Mm-hmm. Same makers, same filmmakers, yeah.
Yep. And then what was the other one? Holy crap. God, what was it? And I watched Heretic again. Thank you.
I did Bram Stoker's Dracula as well, which I had watched. Budapest.
You went through oceans of time to watch this.
Budapest.
You know what's weird? Because normally in October, I don't seek out horror movies, and I just kind of went on a binge.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd started this one, but because we kept delaying it, I'd gone about halfway through the movie, but trying to get life back on track and get everything back into the groove of being at work and all the other crap that I got to do, I didn't really get to finish it. And I finished it this afternoon, actually, before we were recording. I had like maybe 30 minutes left in it and put it back on. And I believe my wife's summation of this film was, juicy.
Yes, it's a very juicy movie. Yes.
It's not the good juicy that you would think of, but it was rather juicy in a different way.
Very juicy movie. Lots of blood. Give me a synopsis of Bring Her Back. I don't really know what's going on. It's very mysterious through trailers and stuff. So,
Bring Her Back.
Yeah.
So it's these two. They're supposed to be twins, and they get like taken in by a foster mother, and she's part of a cult, and they're basically like part of the ritual. So it's a bit of a slow burn, but honestly not too bad.
Okay.
So I don't want to like totally ruin it, but it's definitely worth the watch.
Cool. I've been looking for this movie called Race with the Devil. and I haven't found it streaming anywhere. And it's like a 70s horror movie that I have, for some reason, have not seen before, but it sounds awesome. Where people are being chased by a cult. Two couples vacationing together in an RV from Texas to Colorado are terrorized after they witness a murder during a satanic ritual. And it's got Peter Fonda, Warren Oates, and Loretta Swift, and it came out in 1975. It sounds like it's totally up my alley. I'm just gonna have to pull the trigger and rent it from Amazon for $3.
Oh,
But
well,
I know that kind of stuff.
if you decide to watch this one, there's a scene with some punch.
Okay,
There's a punch scene, and I think you'll enjoy it.
all right. Like physical punch or Hawaiian?
More of a Hawaiian,
Okay,
but
all right.
the villain, the stepmom, is pretty good as far as like villains go.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
The fun thing that I really love is Turner Classic Movies has an amazing October lineup. I always love Turner Classic Movies because they have some of the coolest old horror movies. And I always try to watch as much of that as possible. And they have just some of the best horror movies. Lots of Hammer horror movies, lots of classic, indie movies. Like on the 12th, they're showing Haxton, which is a silent movie about witchcraft, which is really, really cool. A lot of fun. They're going to have, what is today? The 7th. I don't think they have anything specifically scheduled for today. They have 60s musicals. But on the 9th, it's Angela Lansbury Day. But Women in Horror on October 10th. So they have The Haunting, Sugar Hill, Night School, Night Watch, and Cat People. And then they have all sorts of cool stuff. So the closer you get to Halloween, the better it gets. They have Fake Band Night, That Thing You Do. This is Spinal Tap and Eddie and the Cruisers.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I just realized, did I say twins when I was referencing the movie?
On Bring Her Back, yes.
Oh God. Okay. They're step siblings. I don't know why I said twins. I was thinking about like the hell I just said. God, I'm tired. I am so tired right now. I'm so tired.
Lots and lots of cool stuff. October 23rd. We got Scanners going here. We got Hitchcock, De Palma Night, The Tingler, Scanners, The Hand, Mad Love, Body Horror Night on October 24th.
I remember the Tingler. You could get one of those for 75 cents in the bathroom at 7-Eleven.
Yes, with the ribbed. So October 30th, Halloween Marathon, Two on a Guillotine, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, Spider Baby, Freaks, Horror of Dracula, Curse of Frankenstein, The Leopard Man, I Walked with the Zombie, Cat People, Nightmare, Curse of the Demon, Burn Witch Burn, The Hunger, The Wax Museum, Dracula, The Mummy, Frankenstein, Night of the Living Dead, Carnival of Souls. Amazing stuff. I love old school horror movies like that, and Turner Classic Movies always does a really good job and always print out the schedule every year, so I have it. Nerd.
Since you can't have your TV guide, you got to do something.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things as a kid, when the TV guide would come out for the week of Halloween, I would go to my grandma. She'd always get the TV guide, and I would get a highlighter and highlight every single horror movie that was going to be on, and also look and see if there was any good movies with N for nudity in it as well on Cinemax or HBO.
N for nudity.
Yes, N for nudity. So, yes. All right. Let's talk about The Evil Dead from 2013. The juiciest movie ever made.
It's so juicy.
What was another movie that we said was juicy the other day where it just sounded juicy?
Oh my
It was
God.
the movie that we watched a couple of weeks ago.
You know what? The only thing that's coming to mind is this damn movie. Like taking nails out of his knee, like just they had all of the noises and every bit of those like really incredibly painful looking things. They drew them out so slowly.
Yes.
Like the machete going through the wall, cutting across her knee and pull it back super slow just to let you know, like, oh my God, that would hurt really bad.
What would we watch? I think it was The Believers was kind of, The Serpent in the Rainbow, Speed. was a couple of months ago. Hellraiser 2 was juicy.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
everybody's sweaty, everybody's bloody. But this one, I doubt if there is a movie that is more sweaty or bloody than this movie.
Well, this was just moist.
Yeah,
It's raining. Moist and juicy.
people puking in your face. Your hair is all matted with.
Oh my.
with
Okay.
demon bile.
Okay. So I have to. This is a huge aside. All right. So we are on vacation, and there is a Ferris wheel, and my wife and my son want to go ride the Ferris wheel, but it's one of those Ferris wheels where the cars rock back and forth. So you get part way up, and then it hits, and you just rock back and forth.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's not horrible. It's fairly gentle. But there's this little tiny dude, maybe like 5'2", 5'3", and he is pounding yogurt covered pretzels and a liter of some like lemon drink that he's got with him, and he's kind of like trying to cut his way through the line to get up front. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? And people are doing it. They're just letting him go. Everyone's just like, fuck it. We're here to ride this thing and have a good time. Nobody wanted to raise a stink. And then he just kind of steps in front of us, and I'm getting ready to say something because I am a fairly aggressive person when it comes to stuff like that. But then I hear the guy's voice, and he was like, oh, I was not sure which line I had to go in, if it was this one or if it was this one. And I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, I don't want to ride with this guy. First, he's rude. Second, he's weird. And I just feel like punching him in the face. And my wife is like, yeah, let's just hold back. And then my son is like, oh, everything will be okay. So, all right. Okay, fucker.
Naivete of yourself.
Oh, yeah. So it comes down, and they make all four of us get on, right? So the little French dude is sitting next to my son. I'm sitting across from a little French guy. My wife is sitting across from my son. Now, the lovely and talented woman that I married is a sympathetic puker. If she hears you puke or sees puke, she will start to lose her business. So we start to go up, and he's sitting there, like this, rubbing his knees like this, just kind of rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
It's a very visual thing. The people out there in the listening land don't get to see it, but Eric knows what I'm talking about. So then he kind of taps my son. He's like, give me the bag. Give me the bag. And my son was like, what? He goes, by your left arm. Give me the bag. Give me the bag. And my son reaches down and looks over. There's puke bags there.
Oh, yeah.
There's puke bags. So he hands it to him, and the guy takes it, unfurls this thing. My wife then turns in a very much Linda Blair fashion, looking out the window as far away from this guy as she can get, trying to suck in as much fresh air as possible. And then this dude turns around and unloads into this bag. Just pukes his guts out.
No.
And and I'm sitting there looking. My son is utterly shocked. I'm laughing at how ridiculous the situation is. And his eyes are just open wide. And then I'm gesturing to my boy. I'm like, dude, you got to get another bag. You got to get another bag. And then the guy, he's done, and he starts to fold this thing up and like try to, stash it so no one has to see it. And my son is like, do you need another one? He goes, no, I will be fine. Give me the other bag. Give me the other bag. So then he takes his second bag. Okay. Now we are probably at the top of the Ferris wheel. The sun was setting on the coast. So the sunlight is kind of hitting between his shoulder and the edge of the cage. So I glance over, and I can see the motion of the liquid and the chunks with the sun pouring through that bag. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. It has not been a great year. A lot of stuff has gone on in my life, damn it. losing a parent, and I just wanted to have a good 4 or 5 days with my family of just enjoying ourselves and relaxing and just doing dumb stuff. And he's in there puking. So I just look over at the kid, and I'm like, so after this, what are you guys thinking? There was a place not too far from here. They just did like chili dogs, like onions. There was one of like this corn chips on the top. There was a barbecue place that had like a hot link thing, spicy hot link. And what are you guys thinking? Let's just get something just like greasy and not good for us. So my wife is still looking out the window, and with unnerving aim is pounding me in the shoulder to shut the fuck up. Well, my son is now biting his arm in his hand, trying not to laugh out loud, while the little Frenchman is like, please don't talk about. So, vive la France is what I have to say to this little
Yeah,
dude. I can't believe I'd forgotten to tell you about this. I've been telling everybody.
it sounds gross.
Oh,
And I would have puked too because I'm a sympathy puker as well. Once the whiff of it hits my nose, I'm like
oh,
holding
dude,
back.
it smelled like vinegar and yogurt.
Ugh.
This, I mean, if you know that you get motion sick, unless this is like his kink, because he was loading up on food. Maybe that's what he liked to do. But he was a chubby little dude. Maybe he's just not puking enough.
Mm.
I don't know.
Well, if you're still with us at 15 minutes into the podcast,
I totally forgot that I didn't tell you about this.
oh my gosh. Blah.
Well, but then again, you've been sick, so I think that's probably why I didn't want to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, I did go see Sleep Token in concert.
Yeah, nobody cares.
It was awesome.
You know,
They
it's
put
exactly.
on a good show.
I don't know if you could tell from my comment to your going to the Sleep Token show photo, if you understood my opinion of Sleep Token.
I understand your opinion of Sleep Token.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. But when they play hard, they play hard. They're a really good drummer. And the lead singer is a good, screamer, guttural kind of, singer when he wants to be. But they do have some stuff. It's weird. It's like Coldplay with a little bit of hip hop, death metal kind of vibe. I think I enjoy them. I think I've enjoyed them more as I've listened to them more. And the tickets were expensive as hell, but it was a really good show. The visuals were really amazing. The sound was really amazing. The crowd was really good. There wasn't any assholes being drunk or obnoxious or anything like that. It was a bunch of people who were there to really enjoy the show, and that made it better because there was people who were enthusiastic, dressed up. There's a lot of capes, lots of, as the saying goes, big titty goth girls there as well. There was a lot of people who were there to enjoy the show. I really enjoyed it. And it's kind of cool to see a band in their prime instead of seeing people on the old age tour, So I enjoyed it. Music's not for everybody. I don't like every song, but they were good.
Yeah. They're gonna be in Oakland, which I'm not that far from. But yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna go.
Yeah, they're good.
I think I'm gonna skip that one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you see the Sleep Token show, Neil? No, I did not.
Mm-hmm. It was good. Voices cracking. It was good.
I'm so happy for you that you went to go see Sleep Token. You could have just gotten the money you paid for the tickets in cash, wiped your ass with it, and when you flushed it, that sound would have been just as satisfying as you watched your money covered in your own feces go down into the bowl and into the sewer.
I was making memories with my son. He enjoyed it, so that was the price. First, the prices of admission.
Andrew, your music choice sucks. I need to get him out here. I'll take him to some shows where he's scared for his life. Those are the good ones. Anyway, scared for your life.
Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead. 2013.
5 friends head to a remote cabin where the discovery of a book of the dead leads them to unwittingly summon up demons living in the nearby woods. Were they living in the woods, or did they just summon them and they happened to be in the woods when they summoned them?
Yes. And they kind of forget a most important part of the movie, or not really the most important part, but the reason why they're at the cabin is they're trying to get their friend clean from heroin, which,
get her off the smack.
Going there. Get her off the smack.
Get her off the smack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want to just, we've fucking yacked for quite a while and we're like 20 minutes in. Do you want to jump in like feet first? You want to do like the critical consensus and then let's just start going on about this?
Yeah, but let's talk about the director a little bit, Fede Alvarez. He's kind of an up-and-coming guy. He's got he's had a few little minor flops, but he's also had some big successes. He's from Uruguay, and he is responsible for Evil Dead, this one, Don't Breathe 2, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that was on Netflix, which I hear is really bloody, but I have not watched yet, and then Alien Romulus. So he's got some pretty good chops there. He's up and coming. There's a lot of these him and Guillermo del Toro and who's the guy who did Children of Men, Alfonso Cuarón, and the guy who directed Dune, um,
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve. Well, I think there's a lot of good directors out there putting out horror and sci-fi. So he qualifies as one of them. He wrote the movie with Rodo Saguayas, and it was the producers are all the people who were responsible for the Evil Dead series. Rob Tappert, Sam Raimi, and Bruce Campbell were all executive producers on this movie, so they got the blessing of the people who made the original, and kind of were Sam Raimi was kind of like a consultant on the movie as well. The movie.
Do we put more juice here, Sam? Or do you think we should have put in more of the juice over here?
50 more gallons of blood on it here. Yeah.
I don't know what an Uruguayan accent sounds like, so I'm just going to do that.
Yeah. Alvarez pushed for mostly practical gore effects over heavy CGI.
Good man.
Good man, yes. It took a long time to film a movie because it took him like 70 days, which Alvarez said that CGI would have made it a lot shorter, but I'm glad they went with practical effects because you can tell that juice don't lie. Do you like the juice? Give it the juice. I think it's an SNL sketch or something where they're talking about sandwiches. Oh, the juice. Do you like the juice? Or Greek food or something. $17 million budget, $97 million worldwide. A pretty good financial success. Diablo Cody polished the script and Americanized the language because they're not native English speakers. So she was responsible for Jennifer's body, so that she gets a pass on that one. That was a pretty good movie as well. So, all right, principal cast: Jane Levy as Mia, Shiloh Fernandez as her brother David, Lou Taylor Pucci as Eric, the guy who gets the needles in the face. Whoa.
Always some guy Eric that just ends up fucking things up.
I know, Eric's just screw things up all over the time. Jessica Lucas is Olivia, the nurse. And Elizabeth Blackmore's Natalie, the poor blonde girl that doesn't really have anything to do except saw her arm off later in the movie.
Why does my face hurt?
She was kind of an afterthought, not really very built character, but yeah. All right, it is with the critical consensus.
Okay, Rotten Tomatoes has an average approval rating of 63%, and that's based on 204 reviews. Gives an average of 6 of 2 out of 10. And the critics' consensus states it may lack the absurd humor that underlined the original, but the new look Evil Dead compensates with brutal terror, gory scares, and gleefully bloody violence. On Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score 57 out of 100 based on 38 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B+ on an A+ to F scale. Evan Dickinson from Bloody Disgusting reviewed the film at SXSW and went on to say, Evil Dead is amazingly gory and fun, and gave the film 4 out of 5. Chris Tilley of IGN gave Evil Dead 9 of 10 and called the movie a terrifyingly exhilarating and relentlessly entertaining new chapter in the Evil Dead story. John DeFore of The Hollywood Reporter also gave the film a positive review, calling it a remake that will win the hearts of many of the original's fans. Independent horror review site Horror Talk gave the film 4 stars out of 5, saying it is the most unrelenting and bloody horror film to come out of a major studio in a very long time. That never a truer statement has been uttered right there, buddy. Emma Simmons of The List commented, Evil Dead has ample cheap shocks and a few blood-curdling frights, but it builds to something gorily bravura, and if that's your bag, you'll come away satisfied. It's a while before anyone picks up a chainsaw, but boy, is it worth it when they do. Matt Singer called the film an assault on the senses and a success, one that out-Evil Dead's the original movie with even more gore, puke, blood, and dismembered limbs. It may not be wildly inventive, but it is effective and plenty faithful to the spirit and tagline of the first ultimate experience in grueling terror. Richard Roper rated the film 1 out of 4 stars because Richard Roper is a douchebag, criticizing the film's unoriginality, the character's lack of intelligence. Has he never seen a horror movie?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. These guys aren't all brain surgeons making wonderful choices. And the film's reliance on gore for what he felt were cheap scares. Apparently, he has never seen an Evil Dead movie. He concluded his review by saying, I love horror films that truly shock, scare, and provoke, but after 30 years of this stuff, I'm bored to death and sick to death of movies that seem to have one goal. How can we gross out the audience by torturing nearly every major character in the movie? That was what I tuned into this movie for. This was an Evil Dead movie. I wanted to see these people get picked off one by one and fucked up by Satan. That's what I was in for.
Yeah, and exactly that's what you were expecting when you see an Evil Dead movie. I know from the original ones, Evil Dead 2 is very, very funny, but it's also gross as hell and gory and awesome. Of course, Army of Darkness was went in a completely different direction, but it's still fun as hell. But this one is just like get back to the roots of the Evil Dead and really just assault you with all the juiciness that
Yes.
that you expect.
It wasn't just carbohydrates, though. This movie was carbohydrates, salts, and saturated fats. It was everything. It was bar pizza. It was pizza you get at a pub that's sliced into a square that has little to no nutritional value. But it was fucking great for that reason.
Yeah, I did not see this when it came out in the theater. I don't know why I passed on it. I think because people were bitching because Bruce Campbell wasn't in it, so I didn't give it a chance until I rented it, and I really liked it. And this is like one of the last movies I remember like renting from a video store or like Redbox or something. I remember going to physically get the disc, and then I bought it, of course, later on. But it was one of those last gasp of getting a movie somewhere. I think it must have been Redbox. One of the only times I ever went to Redbox.
I live near, oh my God. And now I can't even think of the people that oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Am I tired? You could rent the movies from them and they would mail them to you.
Netflix used to do that.
Netflix. Jesus. Man,
that's
I
what
need
it was.
sleep.
Back when it was not exclusively just streaming, that we used to get DVDs from Netflix. I used to remember trying to curate my Netflix queue to get the best movies, but then you would keep a movie for a month and you'd be like, oh shit, I need to send this back. And then you would not send it back and you would wait, and then you finally send it back and you weren't getting your money's worth. Just like I do with Netflix for now. I don't ever really watch Netflix as much as I watch other streaming services, but I still pay for it.
I watch a lot of we watch a lot of series on Netflix. So, I mean, it's on at least once or twice a week. I think we're getting our cash out of that. But this was a Netflixer because we live super close to where their headquarters was. So we would get our stuff back and you'd send it in and 2 days later you'd have another one straight back.
Yeah. I remember the more obscure the movie, the longer it took to get to you, but the more mainstream stuff you would get it within a day because there was a distributor in like Denver or something like that.
Dude,
sorry, coughing.
No, you're muting and it looks like you're dying when you mute. You get bright red.
So the movie starts off with like this girl wandering around the woods, and then she gets basically kidnapped, knowing what the hell's going on, and then she's in the most dingy basement ever, and with dead cats and all sorts of stuff, and you're wondering what's going to happen to her, but then you realize that she's a deadite, and her dad has to set her on fire and shoot her in the face with a shotgun.
How great was that scene though? The special effects.
Yeah.
And I love, you pretty much get as soon as my wife did not watch this whole movie and we had gone through part of it. But it's pretty much the same thing. They're going full demon and out of nowhere they're like, "Why are you hurting me? What did I do to you?"
Yeah.
My wife even had the dialogue down perfectly. She was mocking as it went along. I'm like, okay, that's actually really funny. But I loved that beginning scene because her switch was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, her face with that makeup when they had her on fire and then when she was burning, so good.
Yeah, the effects in this movie are really, really well done. And I love the contact lenses or whatever. The eyes look so crazy when you're a deadite. That kind of red cornea kind of thing going on. Looks really, really scary. It's kind of sets out like, okay, this is what you're in for. You're not in for like it's not going to be a fun ride. It's going to be, I guess not going to be a traditionally fun ride, depending on your sense of what is fun. you're a warped horror movie watcher, you're going to think it's fun. But if you're, have expecting more of a kinder movie, then you're not. This is not this movie at all.
No, Sam Raimi doesn't do horror movies like that. Even when he's trying to be funny, they're not.
Did you see Evil Dead Rise?
The one with the mom in the apartment?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought the opening sequence outside in the cabin with when the deadites coming out of the lake and stuff like that, and like ripped her scalp off. I thought that was the best part of the movie, and I thought it was good, but I don't think it's as good as this one.
I would 100% agree. And I don't know, I don't think the mom looked as good when she was turned in that movie as the girl did, as Mia did in this film. Especially when you knew shit was going to get real as soon as they rolled her down into the basement and slammed that lid shut.
Yes.
Like, yes, now we're going full Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But when she's getting ready to chop her arm off and she's leaning and looking out and she's like, no. And you just get her face is all pale and covered with crusty blood and you've got those great contacts. Heck yes, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
And disturbing. It sounds really twisted. I want those disturbing visuals, Eric.
Yeah, sometimes every once in a while you want to see a movie that does not shy away from showing you the goods. There's the artiness where they like it's implied in what you see, and it's scary if it's in your imagination. Like no, sometimes you really need to see how gross it can be.
There was no implying anything about this. Mm-hmm. If we're going to chop somebody some of their body parts off, you are going to watch as they chop those body parts off.
Yes, definitely. So basically, as we mentioned, Mia, played by Jane Levy, she's the heroine.
I see what you did.
The heroine of the story. She's trying to kick smack, and all her friends are there to kind of support her. And you get to kind of get the gist that the friends are all kind of estranged. Her brother kind of abandoned her, and so they have a tense relationship. The blonde guy Eric, who reads the book, he's pissed at the brother too. And the girl who's the nurse, she's kind of bossy. And then, of course, it's the poor Natalie, who's the blonde, who's just kind of there in the background. Not really, doing much. But
so when we met these folks, and I'm going to ask you, because I know we watch a shit ton of these movies just for the podcast and in our personal life, was the one part of the movie that I was a little disappointed in, because as they introduced the characters, I pretty much understood what order they were going to go in.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there's really no doubt.
Yeah, it led straight up to it. And that was the only thing that made me sad, because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, Nurse Girl's going to go. All right. Then this guy's going to get it. Although I will say the blonde guy hung in there a lot longer than I thought he was.
He was pretty resilient. He took a lot of damage.
How many times can that guy get stabbed? What's his health bar at?
Yeah. So there's kind of a build up of character development between the brother and sister and the estranged family and everything. So, but as she gets more upset and needing drugs more, she starts to I think that's kind of a good play, because you don't know if she's really sensing all this stuff or she's just going through withdrawals or what's going on. So it's kind of a nice balance at the beginning, and then of course she smells something, and they find this fruit cellar with all the grossness inside of it.
Okay, what kind of a stomach does that brother have to have when he's like, I'll just go take care of him, and then throws him out in like a random ass trash can? He's down there. I, for one, think people would be puking like a little French dude on a Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was making the motion because I'm so tired. I'm having trouble with words. Yes.
The one thing is bad is if a dog dies in the movie, that they're not going to pull any punches, and a dog dies pretty viciously.
Oh God! Movie. That dog got hammered.
Yeah, definitely got hammered. Hold on. Yeah,
I can't nail down what bothered me about that dog dying. I did manage to get a handle on it later, though.
Hold on. Sorry. Work text. Hold on. So one thing I really like is the cinematography. I think a lot of it's kind of very washed out in the yellow, in the blues, in the reds and the yellows and stuff like that. But it almost reminds me of like a video game, like Diablo or something like that, where you're in the very evil setting, and the way everything looks is done very well. Especially when they find the book, it's like bound in barbed wire, and you know he's going to cut himself on it. He's going to bleed on the book, and it's
All
just
hell's going to break
all
loose.
hell breaks loose.
Down there, just I'm still. That was the one. It's so bizarre. Now I'm gonna take care of the cats. The smell will just clear right out. Don't even worry about it. And then proceeds to like snip down like 400 cats. And why cats? Why did they have to kill the cats?
Maybe there's some sort of implying some sort of magical connotation, witchy connotation with cats, witches for years or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. How big is that fruit cellar?
You know, it's like it's like the TARDIS. It doesn't look that big from the outside, but when you step in, it changes the way the space works inside. A Time Lord built that cabin originally.
Yeah, it's huge. So of course, when you see Eric opens the books and you see all these the books, the illustrations are fucking cool in the book, but there's always like, don't read this, leave this alone, go away. He's gonna be like, I'm just gonna read, read the words.
And see, here's the thing that we had to do in high school that I thought I would never need was annotating a book. To annotate, and someone went through the trouble to annotate that Book of the Dead to basically tell you, don't do this.
Yeah.
This is stupid. Don't do it. And then guess what he did? And he's supposed to be a teacher. Read the annotated notes in the book, dumbass.
Yes. So of course Mia gets possessed. She's out in the woods, and you can kind of see she keeps seeing like her doppelganger, the abomination in the woods, and of course she takes off in the car, she wrecks, and then she gets attacked by the vine.
Violated by the vines.
Violated by the vines. And this one is not as, there's, of course, in the original Evil Dead, there's the one where the trees, branch out. Their bark is worse than their bite. Anyway, but this one, the doppelganger Mia,
things went into her. Weird, they went into her vagina.
The vagina, yes,
because of the vine. I'm trying. I'm reaching. You got the bark and no bite thing. I'm trying.
Mm. We're stumped for puns.
We should just leave these alone.
Leave these alone. Yes. How many tree puns can we do? But the way it looks gross. Everything looks
just
so
stick
good.
to it. Just stick to it.
Stick to it. Yeah. One more.
That's all I got.
Okay. All right. Let's put the drums away for a little bit.
All right.
Everything looks
hard to see the forest for the trees with this one.
Yes, it is. All right.
Oh, look at you, all business. Let's go.
I'm trying to do business. I really like the look of the movie is amazing. Just the cinematography.
Okay. Yes, I totally agree with you. And I'm going to stop you. I know what you want to talk about. I'm going to stop it. It's fantastic, but nowhere in there. If let's say something happened and you got yourself hooked on heroin, which never going to happen. Let's say you got hooked on heroin. I'm not going to choose the scariest ass fucking cabin in the scariest chunk of woods in all of North America to help you get better.
Yeah, they didn't think that plan very well.
Oh, look at this place. It's an absolute shithole. Let's take her here to kick heroin. Okay. Yes, the movie looked fantastic. Sorry. But that bothered me.
Yeah. I did like the part where her acting was really good when she comes back from getting attacked in the woods, where she's in that room and she's talking about there's something here with us, and the scared look. She does a really good job of looking scared, and just pleading to get taken away, and of course the bridge is out, and it's just kind of that. Is she faking it, having withdrawals, or is she really seeing something? And everybody decides not to believe her, and then next thing you know, she's taking a super hot shower. Super hot shower.
Super hot shower.
I do like my favorite part of this is when she vomits the black bile onto Olivia. That is so gross. When people get puked on, it's just ugh.
There's got to be a better term than pukes on her. That was forcefully expelled for an extended amount of time.
Yeah, it was really gross. And Olivia, of course, she cuts her face up. And in the most disgusting part to me, the hardest one to watch is where she has the syringe and she's attacking Eric, and she's like poking. He has his hand up,
Yeah.
and she's just poking his hand with the needle over and over again. And then the needle gets stuck in his eye,
like right below
the eye.
What was great though is they did whatever they did to him to make his eye look jacked up, like the white of his eye to look jacked up. That was really a nice touch. But this poor guy gets shot by everything possible in that fucking house. Needles, glass, nails, knives. Good. What did he not get stabbed with that was available? But I did not like, the one thing I did not like is at the beginning, when he's got the nail gun and it's got that overly loud, aggressive sound to it. Yeah, bam, boom. I'm like, okay, I get it. Someone's gonna get nailed with the nail gun in this movie.
Chekhov's nail gun, yes.
Yeah, you didn't have to beat me over the head with that one, or shoot me in the face or the knee, or
he did beat her over the head with part of the toilet. He goes nuts, but plausibly goes nuts when your girlfriend's cut her face off and she's attacking you. You obviously know something's wrong. So
yes, I'm trying to think of if there's any scene in a movie where someone goes ham with a toilet lid, where it's just not the most desperate sound coming out of their mouth.
Was it in True Romance where Patricia Arquette hits the guy from The Sopranos, James Gandolfini, with the top of the toilet, the lid part? I think. Yeah, that sounded pretty gross too.
I mean, I've had to fix a couple toilets in my day. That's a heavy chunk of ceramic right there.
Yeah, the Foley work is good. We talk about it. It's just the juicy sounds.
Juicy. There's no juices left unsplorked.
Or exploded.
Or even when they're walking and they're doing it. I would be really curious. A movie like this, sometimes they when you shoot a movie, it's not shot like chronologically.
Yeah.
You would have to shoot something like this chronologically, or you would be fucking cleaning up all damn day. You would just need to leave that stuff on the ground. It's extra gross. Here it is. Let's deal with it.
I really like when she gets put in the basement. In fact, I included a little screenshot at the end of the notes. That is always the scariest imagery to me. Where
yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Where she's like pushing up the lid of the basement of the fruit cellar, and she just got that evil look on her face. And that was even good in the original Evil Dead, and of course Evil Dead 2 when she's like, Henrietta, or whatever. Swallow your soul. We live. Amazing.
Dead by dawn. Dead by dawn.
Yeah, of course, Natalie, our blonde girl, she gets fooled into thinking that Mia's okay because she fools her with the normal voice and please help me, we got to get out of here. She didn't sing the Mockingbird song. Did she sing the Mockingbird song? I don't think so. No,
I don't believe she did.
No, she did. But then she gets down, and then Mia cuts her tongue with the the box cutter. Gross.
Okay, that in itself, like, again, when she's got the box cutter and she does the thing up and you're like, oh my God, I bet she's going to cut her lips or lick it. Something because that's all very sensitive tissue. And that was the first thing that came into my mind because I hadn't seen this in so damn long, probably since when it first came out. It's like, oh my God, she's going to do something with her tongue in her mouth. Like, oh, she does something with her tongue in her mouth. And then realized how disgusting that actually is in real life.
Yeah, and that's one thing that the series does well is make things seem really gross, like Ash cutting his arm off or his hand off with a chainsaw, or an Evil Dead Rise getting attacked with the cheese grater on the back of your leg.
Yeah, all I can think about are those weird folks. Like Now that you are initiate to the tattooed life, there's a dude where I like to go get my tattoos, and he has his tongue split like that. And
Yeah.
he likes to take it out in his tongue, and then he can go like this, like put one side over the other, and then do like that. He can manipulate it like that. And I've told him several times, like, if you ever do that again in front of me, and I'll punch you dead in the face. I don't ever want to see that again.
Yeah.
That one gets me.
Poor Natalie gets bit, and her hand gets infected, and then she cuts her arm off with the electric knife. And I love when she's standing up and she's all in shock, and there's this just hanging by a little thread of meat, and then falls off.
It just drops at the end.
Yeah.
Ripe fruit. I'm still trying to figure out why she chose to go through her bicep when she could have taken it right there at the elbow.
Yeah.
Natalie, think about this, please.
Think about that. Yeah.
You've just gone through the joint and not have to go through the bone.
Yeah. Natalie's arm is just, of course, Mia's telling her, do it. Yeah. It was really, really gross. Filming took 3 days. A prop arm is built with gelatin and latex layers. That sounds pretty awesome. I love practical effects, and we've talked about this thousands of times during our recording of these episodes.
It's probably not the right way to say it, but it's the charm of the movie.
Yeah. The craftsmanship that somebody went and built prosthetic arms and, use blood squibs when people are getting shot and just applied all that stuff.
Yeah, her fake arm wasn't the best work in the movie. When you come around, you could kind of see that the angles were just a little bit off, but still pretty darn good.
Yeah. Amazing stuff. Really good. I mean, just the commitment to do it. Yeah. I love the kind of switches movies. There's like 3 movies where, the 3 acts are kind of like 3 different movies where Mia is 3 different characters, where she, in the first part, she's just the friend that they're trying to save. The second part, she's like the villain because she's the one who's infected first. And at the last one, she's like the hero because she is resuscitated and brought back to life with the weird MacGyver defibrillator that he used.
All I could think about was Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You mean I got to stab her and electrocute her 3 times?
But Eric finally dies, and then he comes back and he stabs the shit out of David in the neck. And your brother, you think is gonna make it, you think he's gonna be like the protagonist. He dies, but since he brought her back, I like the look of her with the bag on her head when he was burying her.
Yes,
talking to him through it. That was a cool effect.
Yeah, she truly looked scary.
Yeah, it was kind of scary. It was a scary look. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good.
Definitely.
But then, okay, so bag on her head, try to resuscitate her, but come on, it's the most metal part of the movie. What happens?
She gets shocked and brought back to life.
No, it's the most metal part of the movie.
You put your heads up like metal, and then like some lights came on.
That's because I am metal, Eric.
That's pretty awesome.
Raining blood.
Yes.
We're talking about the red from a lacerated sky.
Yes.
Holy crap. All right. That was the best part. I was sitting there singing it to myself on the couch. My wife was calling me a nerd, but there is a scene, and I think it was probably the best kill in the whole damn movie. And I'm hoping, and we're almost to it, I'm hoping that you loved it as much as I did.
Well, when she uses the chainsaw on her doppelganger.
Feast on this motherfucker.
Yes. That one is so gory. The amount of blood that's spurting out, and but also so when she loses her hand, when the Jeep falls on her hand and she has to, she has to basically pull her arm out from underneath it.
Yes. With it tucked under her arm, and just jams that thing in and just goes down the middle. But how great was the effect when the 2 halves fall down and that one eye is still sitting there blinking and looking around.
Yeah.
Badass.
Yes. They did an amazing job. We keep saying it, but the special effects are top notch. Everything looks great. The amount of blood they're talking about in the trivia according to the press, the film used 70,000 gallons of fake blood, In an interview, Fede Alvarez said they used 50,000 gallons for the final scene alone. This is compared to the 200 to 300 gallons used in the original. Well, the original had a very small budget, so they probably used their blood wisely. But here it is literally raining, spewing
everywhere,
just pouring everywhere. Yeah. So it kind of ends with a little bit of a positive thing. You know, she's alive at least, and everybody else is dead. Her brother blew up the shack, and of course the book brings itself back together again, and it you get that little tease of Ash at the end, groovy, but
groovy. Yeah, that was so awesome.
Yeah, I thought the movie it really lived up to. It's one of those movies that lived up to the hype, and this has legacy and impact. Widely considered one of the best horror remakes of the 2010s, and and reinvented Evil Dead as pure horror, and all the other movies after that have been pure horror. Evil Dead Burns is coming up next year, being filmed right now, coming out July of 2026.
Get out of town. Why have I not heard of this?
Yeah, Evil Dead Burn is supernatural horror film serving as a third standalone entry after Evil Dead Rise, the sixth installment of the Evil Dead series, produced by Robert Tapert and Sam Raimi, set to be released July 24th, 2026. So it's just another standalone. A guy named Sebastian Vanacek is going to be the director, and apparently Sam Raimi liked his student film or something like that. So directorial debut called Infested, a French horror film. I've seen the cover for that, for Infested, but I've not seen it yet. So
yeah, I recognize. I was going to say kid, but he's like in his 30s. I recognize him from Daredevil. I think he was in Wednesday too. I don't recognize any of the other actors. Dude, why had I not seen this? I'm gonna have to watch the teaser.
I just saw the teaser for. I'm not a teaser like a trailer, but I just saw like an announcement for it just yesterday. So it came upon my radar because I wasn't even aware of it either.
Well, now we both are.
Yeah, let's talk about the Evil Dead series as a whole. I think it's a really fun series. The originals are amazing. Of course, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2, and Evil Dead. Ash versus the Evil Dead was really funny. I've only really watched the first whole season, but I really enjoyed it, and it kind of lived up to the spirit of the goofiness of the original show. Can't get away with the
Sam Raimi bringing us this is almost enough to forgive him for the dance scene in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. That's still so bad.
God, it's fucking awful. At some point, I blame Tobey Maguire for not going, you know what, dude? No, I don't think so. I don't think this is going to work. We shouldn't do this.
Yeah. Can we stop, please? There have been a lot of video games. The Evil Dead, Commodore 64 game. That's funny. Hail to the King. I remember having that on PlayStation. It wasn't great, but it was kind of fun. Fistful of Boomstick was on PlayStation 2. Never played that one. Evil Dead Regeneration. Evil Dead Darkness Defense. It's weird. And Evil Dead the game that came out 2022. And it has all the cast and people from Ash from the Evil Dead as well. There is a Halloween game that is coming out that looks really, really good for PC and PlayStation and stuff like that. It looks pretty scary.
Yeah, it's the first thing that came up when I typed it in. Oh, you mean the Halloween video game? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's coming out pretty soon. But I think it's a fun series. There's an Evil Dead the musical that makes me laugh. It was first performed on stage in 2003. That seems like it would be fun to go see. If it comes around, that'd be pretty hilarious.
You know what this made me think about, though, is Bubba Hotep.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about groovy. Bubba Hotep wouldn't be so bad.
Good old Bruce Campbell. Yeah, but check this out if you have not seen it. It is really, really good. It's it does not spare you anything when it comes to the showing you the gore and the squishiness and the juiciness that we've been talking about. It's really worth checking out. Evil Dead Rise is pretty fun. I think the last part of the movie kind of tapered off as far as the fun goes, when it was all kind of an amalgamation of all the creatures together at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part didn't quite do it for me, but it's still fun. There are some good parts to it. Um, Especially the opening sequence is a lot of fun. But I think Evil Dead 2013 is superior in quality. But it's just fun that there's this series that is out there that is just made to go for broke when it comes to the grossness.
And just over the top. I'm just enjoying that photo you put in there and how creepy she looks.
Yeah, she looks fucking scary.
So good.
Next week we're doing Pumpkinhead, which we have not done yet so far. I can't believe we haven't done it. And I think since Halloween 2018 will be our last October one, but I think we should still do one more horror movie because why not?
Because you want to watch horror movies.
Yeah. So we'll do Silver Bullet after that.
Whew, we're going to start bringing the Coreys into this.
Yes.
All right.
Well, we have done with the Lost Boys. So
we did do Lost Boys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Silver Bullet. That's all I can remember is that he was in it. I saw it when it came out because I enjoyed the book.
Yeah, I just remember the werewolf getting his eye poked out with a bottle rocket.
Yeah.
And the wolf looking kind of weird and like bipedal. Well, Jamie and her brothers, and I'm sure if David joins us, he'll attest to that, love Silver Bullet. That was one of their kind of like foundation horror movies as kids. So that was definitely a suggestion from viewers and our listeners and the family. So David hopefully will enjoy that one.
What was that? Oh, yeah. Good God. I'd forgotten about everybody that was in this. Holy crap. Gary Busey?
Yeah, he plays like the cool uncle or unhinged uncle or something like that.
Yeah, well, shocker there that they would cast him as that.
So hit us up, email if you want to, rvspodcast222@gmail.com. And also buymeacoffee.com. Look for the Retro Video Store. I'm going to hopefully post more to Instagram. I've been really bad about that lately just because I've been super busy. And I was super sick this weekend, so I didn't have much time other than laying on the couch and trying to feel better. But hopefully my voice didn't bother you too much.
I look at it this way. They've only heard you. They haven't had to see you.
Yeah. And I actually took a shower before the podcast so I wouldn't look like I did earlier. I hadn't shaved in 3 days, so my face was all stubbly and my hair was sticking up like Ernie from Sesame Street. I looked like shit, so I'm just like, maybe I'll take a shower. So I was presentable for you, Neil.
Thank you, Schnookums.
All right, everybody, have a good week and have a good October. Enjoy the spooky season.
Yeah, everybody have a good week. Watch this movie.
Yeah, check it out.
It's so worth it. And if you're squeamish, fuck you. Watch the movie anyway.
Agreed.
Thank you for listening to the Retro Video Store podcast.